It says I'm live. Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for December 3rd. December 3rd is the 337th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, 338th in leap years, with 28 days remaining to the end of the year. I'd like to take a moment to mention that links to my research are included in the show notes. I ask you to go ahead and click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I do have live chat turned off for the live portion, but comments will be available as soon as the live stream ends and the video renders. And there's also a link in the show notes to my This Day in History playlist, and I'll put up in the iCards also. Let's see here. I think that's good. So we're ready to go ahead and get started. On December 3rd of 1775, the USS Alfred became the first vessel to fly what was then known as the Grand Union flag, which was the precursor to the Stars and Stripes we know and love today. That flag on that day was raised by John Paul Jones. In the December 3rd, 1880 United States presidential election, the Electoral College cast votes for president and vice president that resulted in a tie between Thomas Jefferson and Aaron Burr. Now, if I remember correctly, I believe back in those days, whoever got the most votes was president, and whoever got the next most votes became vice president. Anyway, since this was a dead tie, it went to the House of Representatives to decide, and they chose Thomas Jefferson to be the president that time. Illinois became the 21st state on December 3rd, 1818. President Theodore Roosevelt gave a speech to the House of Representatives on December 3rd, 1901, in which he asked Congress to curb the power of trusts within reasonable limits. Modern neon lighting was first demonstrated by a man named George Claude at the Paris Motor Show on December 3rd, 1910. When President Herbert Hoover delivered his first State of the Union message to Congress on December 3rd, 1920, it was literally delivered as a written message rather than a speech. Now we're going to jump from 1920 all the way to 1948, which is the birthday of that wild man, Ozzy Osbourne, born December 3rd, 1948. In the 1970s, he was the lead singer of the group Black Sabbath. They cut him loose in 1979 because of drug and alcohol problems, but he went on to release 12 solo albums. Eventually, he did get back together with Black Sabbath. They did another album and went on a farewell tour. In the early days, he acquired the nickname the Prince of Darkness and has also been called the Godfather of Metal. He and his family were involved in a reality TV show, which has propelled some of them to fame as well. Apparently still working, by golly, he released an album in February of 2020. Ozzy Osbourne turned 72 in 2020. This is the birthday of race car Rick Mears, born December 3rd, 1951. He was pretty good at driving fast. And the Penske team picked him up in the 1970s. He retired from driving in 1992, but continued to work with the Penske team for a bit after that. Rick Mears turns 69 in 2020. The musical Camelot debuted at the Majestic Theater on Broadway in New York City, December 3rd, 1960. It became associated with the Kennedy administration. In the Pioneer 10 space program, Pioneer 10 sent back the first close-up images of Jupiter on December 3rd, 1973. Ooh, and one of the worst industrial disasters in history, a leak of poison gas at a pesticide plant in Bhopal, India. On December 3rd, 1984, more than 3,800 people died immediately. 6,000 people died later, and somewhere between 150,000 and 600,000 others were injured. On December 3rd, 1997, representatives from 121 countries signed a treaty prohibiting manufacture and deployment of anti-personnel landmines. Interestingly, the United States, the People's Republic of China, and Russia did not sign that treaty. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. I always do. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes, along with the playlist to the rest of my This Day in History series. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, give it a like, subscribe, share, comment. Anyway, I guess that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.